Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's watch list preview. We have a short week this week. Markets are kind of extended right now. Doesn't mean that they can't continue going up. Just be careful for any kind of a pullback. So that being said, there was quite a few uh, nice looking charts. If we continue to go up, not saying you can't trade anything to the downside, but I prefer, at least on the watch list, I prefer trading to the upside right now because all the trends are generally the upside. When I'm scalping during the day, yeah, I'll trade puts, no problem there. But I'm looking at micro moves there. So, and actually, if you look at KO on this, that's kind of a micro move. It's not a very big move, but it's not a real huge mover to begin with. So we have Amazon, LULU, FedEx, Caterpillar, PayPal, Lilly, and Coca-Cola. So let's take a look at these charts, and we'll see what we have. Let's start with Amazon. Amazon inside week. You see the broadening formation here. Kind of a tight range the last 2 weeks. I shouldn't say tight range. I mean, it's a 100-point range, but we're kind of at the top of the broadening formation right now. Doesn't mean it can't go higher. The trigger is above this week's high of 35.11.72. This past week's high. Target's 35.24.86. That's only a $13 move. You do have your broadening formation here. We go down and let's look at the monthly chart. You can see the monthly chart. We're still inside month, but we're only not even a week into the month. So inside month, we look at the daily chart. Big day on Friday, so lots of momentum if it continues. Shouldn't have, if we break this, if we go up tomorrow at all, shouldn't have any trouble at all triggering this, and then we'll see where it goes from there. There's a chance we could come up here and hit all-time highs at 35.54. Definitely not out of the question, but just something to watch. So let's go take a look at LULU. LULU's also inside week. We're looking for a 2-1-2 continuation here. If you come out, look at the monthly chart, we're still inside month. But we had a nice 2-1-2 continuation on the month with a huge candle last month. Look and see if we can do some more of the same this month. Come up and maybe take out all-time highs. Look at the weekly chart. We're inside on the month, or on the week, last week. We're looking for a break above 369.55. The first target will be 371, which is the top of this previous week's candle, or last week's candle. Target 2 is 374.20, which is a high from back here, January 4th. After that, you can look at December 21st, high of 377.77. And then December 14th, we had a high of the week of December 14th, 387.37. So those would be your targets. I don't know that we'll move 20 points in 1 week. That's possible. I mean, we did it here. So just don't know if we can do it 2 weeks in a row. But let's see what happens. We'll see if they want to run it up tomorrow or this week. Next is FedEx. Inside week. Take a look at the month. We're inside month. We're stuck right in the middle of the month. If we do come up and break the month's high, we'll have a 2-2-2 reversal. So keep an eye out for that if we do break above this, which probably won't be this week. But we have the whole month for this. So let's go back to the weekly. Looking for a break above $300.10. Our target will be Target 1 will be 304.59, a little over a $4 move. We also have this pivot here, and I know Straters don't like pivots, but it's at about 305.65. Actually, the high of this candle, 305.66. Pretty close to the high of this candle, so look for a little bit of at least the loss of momentum here, slowing of momentum here in this 305.50 range. So if we break above that, look for something up here around 318. Like I said, I don't know if we'll get there this week. If you look at the daily, you can try to find a target in between there. Target 1 here, target 2, I'd be looking at 308.0, right around 308. Target 3 right around 313. So that's what I'd be looking for FedEx. Caterpillar, this is one of my favorite ones this week. I know it's been kind of flat, but we're near the bottom of the broadening formation. That's not easy to say. So we had an outside candle last week. Wasn't very pretty, but we came down, actually broke the low of the broadening formation. We look at the weekly chart, and this broadening formation was drawn from here to here. We broke below it. We could readjust this now if we wanted to. If we did that, we would be looking at something like that. Either way, we're near the bottom of the broadening formation. We're bouncing up off of that and see if we can come back up through the broadening formation back to highs again. We have a double inside week. A break above 219.79 triggers the entry. Target 1 would be the high of last week, which was 221, or not last week, the week before, 221.93, and the previous week was 221.97. So not a very big move. Roughly $2 move if we trigger about $2 to there. After that, if you come to the daily chart, you can see we have next previous high. That we have 3 highs right here in this range. So this is probably going to show a little bit of resistance here. After that, we're up here at 227.92, and then up here at 236.55. We'll see what they want to do. I do like this off the bottom, the broadening formation. We're going to have to see what the indexes do. See if the Dow wants to go this week. If the Dow wants to go, Caterpillar is probably going to be driving that train. So PayPal, for you guys that like puts, I do have PayPal for either direction here. If we go back, take a look at the monthly. The chart looks pretty bullish, but we are near the top of the broadening formation. So look to see if we start to come back down here. If we do, we're looking at a trigger of 285.76. Target 1 would be 240 or 284.78. Target 2, 280.22, and target 3 is 276.73. If we break to the upside, we're looking at 295.18 as our trigger. And our target for that, I'm not going to call it a target, but 296.01 breaks the inside quarter up. So if you look here on the inside quarter, right here, if we break this, which is, if we trigger the week, we don't have far to go to trigger the quarter. So at that point, I didn't put any targets down. If you look at this, I didn't put any targets here. Follow the inside quarter up targets, which will be, let me try to zoom in, make it a little bit clearer to see. Inside quarter up, target 1 is 309.14. That's the only target I have for it because that's an all-time high. So I'm not looking for anything above that. If we break that, I'll be watching the top of the broadening formation, and I will be watching maybe the 4-hour chart, maybe the daily chart to look for any kind of reversal, and that would be my signal to get out. So that would be my PayPal. Lily, we're looking at we're still inside quarter, obviously, which means we're going to be inside month because quarter and month are coupled right now. Look at the weekly. We're inside week last week. If we break above 234.21, look for 239.37 for our target. If you look here, we had a 2-1, 3-1, so it's kind of stair-stepping. So let's see if we can come up and test the top of this broadening formation this week. So that's what I have for my inside weeks. KO, I'm looking at the RevStrat week. For those of you that aren't familiar, RevStrat is a 1-2-2 reversal. So we have a 1 right here, an inside candle, followed by a 2 down. Look for a 2 up now. We are near the bottom of the broadening formation on this also. So if we break this to the upside and go 1-2-2, our trigger is 54.48. Target 1 is going to be 54.85. Target 2, 55.15, and target 3 is 55.79. Not a huge range there between targets, but if you look at this, the lows here are about 53.70 and the highs are 56.48. That's not a huge range. Coca-Cola is not a huge mover to begin with. So that's my those are my targets for, that's my watch list for this week. I do want to show you something else that I watch. Something I look at on my other screen. I watch it throughout the day. I have XLE, XLF, XLV, XLU, XLP, XLY, the VIX, Dow Jones Diamonds, XLI, XLK, SPY, and Qs. I watch this throughout the day, and if I see something like, let's just say something like, I don't know, the Ks. The Ks, most of you know, are Apple, Microsoft. If I'm near the top of this candle, let's just say that we're near the top. Let's just say this wick here doesn't exist. I know this is a very bullish looking chart, so I'm going to be looking for symbols that are in the XLK. Now I have, let me find it here. I have this that I keep off to the side. I come in here and I have my index watch list. And here's all, not all of these, but a lot of these are in here. I still have to finish adding to these. I can come in here and let's say XLV is doing really good today. Where market opens, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's been open for an hour or two. XLV looks really strong, really good. I come up here, I come down, I pull up XLV, and there's a list of the major tickers. There's more in here. These are just the ones that I am familiar with and have traded before. Doesn't mean you can't add the others. But I'll take a look at this, and I have them linked. Let me move this off of here. I have them all linked. So I click J&J, pulls the J&J chart up. Let's look at the daily. Better yet, let's look at the 30. J&J, CVS, Bristol Myers, United Healthcare, AbbVie, Pfizer, Humana. If I see that the XLV is doing really good on this chart, I pull it up on this chart. And I don't even need to pull it up on this chart. It's just faster for me because I can actually come into here and pick whatever one I want. XLK. I can pick whatever one I want, and I can just click on them to go through them quickly. I don't have them all memorized which ones are in each of these. So I would have to look it up and manually type them each into here. I can just pull up the XLK here, and I see Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Let's say we're having a green day. The Dow's up, the Nasdaq's up, the SPY's up. Nothing's up huge, but let's just say that the let's say the XLU is red. I don't want to trade anything that's in the XLU if everything's green but the XLU is red. The XLU, that's utilities. I have Duke, SO, Dominion. I don't really trade these, so I don't have too many in here. But if by chance one day the XLU's screaming, I'm going to want to come in here and see what these are doing. But yeah, if everything's green and the markets are looking decent, the Dow's up 75 points for the day, whatever, and I see the XLU's all red and not looking pretty, I don't want to trade anything that's in the XLU. Why would I want to do that? So just something to keep in mind. Look at the XLY. I can run through these real quick. The XLE, energy. We have Chevron, Schallenberger. XLF is financials. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. XLF, XLK, we just looked at that. XLP, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Walmart, Coca-Cola. XLU, we just looked at. XLV is healthcare, we just looked at that. XLY is Amazon, Tesla, Home Depot, McDonald's, Nike. So just something to look at. If you have enough monitors, you have enough screen space to do this, put some. You don't even need all of these. I don't like the utilities, so I could probably just take this one off of here because I probably wouldn't trade them anyway. In fact, last week I did take a couple off here because I had 2 more on here too. These are 23-inch monitors. I have 4 of them. This particular chart stays in the upper left. I'll call it number 1 monitor. It's my upper left monitor. But yeah, and these here shows time frame continuity. When these are all green and I have a 2 up here, I know this is a hot sector. I know it's something I want to be looking at. Here we have some inside candles, 60 minutes inside. These are set for 30 minute. These are all set on 30 minute. Now I can do a quick glance and see what the 60 is. I can glance at this and see the 60 is still going to be a 2 up based on these 2 candles. You combine these 2 candles, still going to be a 2 up on the 60. If you want to look at a bigger variation of this, you just left click on this. We call it the hamburger menu. Left click on that, maximize sell, and there's your full screen. So let's take a look at the 60. And the 60's inside on that one. So did I change that back? Yeah, see, I said 60's inside. I don't think I changed that back. Let me see. You can't, that's one problem. When you have them packed so tight in there, you can't see what time frame it's on. That's one reason why I got rid of 2 of them, because I couldn't see the prices along the side when I had 2 more on here, because it was just crammed in there too tight. So, but yeah, this would be something you'd want to take notice of. If you're on a red day where everything's down, everything's red, Dow, SPY, NASDAQ, and let's say the XLI happens to be green. If the XLI is green, but everything else, all the major indices are red, you probably don't want to trade anything in here. So you want as much going for you as you can, and fighting upstream battles is not really the best way to do it. I'm not saying it can't work. There's some people that specialize in that. I just prefer not to do it. I don't know. In my mind, I just can't understand why you'd want to fight the strength when it would be so much easier to go with the flow. So that's this video for this week. Just wanted to get this out there, and I wanted to throw this out there. I've been using this for several weeks now, and you know, I used to have just this here. I didn't have this here. I used to have just this, and I would just glance down through here and use it this way. But somebody, this, I didn't make this up, somebody else did, and they shared it, and I started using it. Not really anything you need to share. You can create your own. You just come up here and pick how many windows you want, how many tiles you want, and just set each one. And that's really, there's no magic secret to creating this. Come up here, pick, you know, if you want 10 tiles, pick your 10, or if you want 3, you know, 3 rows, whatever you want, and then just plop all of your signals in there and set your, you can set your chart. You set one of these the way you want it. You come in here, and I think if I remember right, you want to do studies, save study set, and then you just go to each one of these. You can go to each one of these and studies, load study set, and pick that particular set, and it'll put it in there already set up. So, and then save it as a, I'm not real good with that, so I don't want to really get into a lesson on that because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. But you can save, I think you save a drawing set, save as a new drawing set. I think that's what you do, and it saves the whole screen then. I don't know for sure. Like I said, I don't want to tell you the wrong information on that, but there's no black magic to setting this up. It's just, like I said, you come up here. You have to actually set, there is a difference here on charts. If you look at the flexible grid, it sets up differently. You have to do customize grid, and you use this to add, use this here to add more tiles. If you do, I think I gotta get rid of that now. Uncheck the customize grid now. If you use the charts tab, this is the one that has these tiles. I don't know why they're different. I don't know for sure what the reason is, or what the real differences are. But that's just in case you get confused. When you, if you want to set it up the way I just showed you, you have to use the charts tab and not the flexible grid tab. So yeah, anyway, you know, I know I've said this before, I've shown this before. This here is my number 1 screen, my top left. I have this up there. My number 2 screen, which is the top right, I have this, which I really don't use, but I have it up there. I have Amazon Shop, Tesla, and Etsy. That's ones I just started watching these. If I do any scalp right at the open, these are the 4 that I'd probably be scalping because they have fairly tight spreads at the open. So I keep this on the top right, which I'll call number 2 screen. My number 3 screen, I have this. This is my, let me pull, I'll set it up the way that I have it set up normally. Let me go to set it up on that. I'll bring this down. I'll bring this down. Oops, I gotta get put that in the background. And here's my options chain. So I have my options chain. And if you want to do this, what you do is you come in here, and I have these pinned so they don't go in the background. Like I can click here, and they don't disappear. If you don't pin these, they'll disappear in the background when you click somewhere else. Let me pull these back over here out of the way. You go to your trade tab, come over here, and hit detach, or you can do it from, I think you can do it from up here. Detach. It'll create a separate window that's not part of your main screen. and you can resize it to whatever size you want, and then you pin it by hitting this pin button here. And that's all. I'm going to get rid of it now. That's all that this is. That's all I did with this. So let's go back here. These are some of the positions I'm holding in my IRA account. Just something I'm just playing around. I don't want to say playing around, but I bought, a couple shares of each, or some of them are. Well, I do have shares, but I have common shares and some stuff, but I don't have them in here because there's stuff I don't need to worry about expirations or anything. I just have alerts set for them. But this is what my screen number 3 looks like. Well, let me take that back. This is what my number 3 screen looks like, my bottom left screen. Let's say I want to look at Starbucks. Let's say, and by default, you can have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, or you can have all. You can come up here and double click. Let's type in 25 and hit enter, and you can put 25 in. So you can customize it to pretty much whatever you want. Let's say I'm looking at buying this here, this strike, this expiration. I right click, copy, come down here, Control V, paste it in there. Now I can click on it, and there it is. And I've shown this in one of my other videos a couple months ago about setting up your watch list or positions list, I think I called it. So now let's say I want to trade Apple, and I'm in Starbucks too. I can glance down here and I can see, okay, my P&L is whatever percent. My profit and loss open is here. The average price is here. The last price is here. Average price is what I paid for it. Last price is here, and how many contracts or how many shares I have. So let's say I'm watching Apple now. I want to get an Apple, but I have Starbucks here. Number one, I'll set alerts on the chart. I can come over here. I can set alerts on this chart, and you can see this is the actual. This here is the actual options chart, not the underlying chart. I don't care what this chart looks like. I don't look at these candles. I don't care what these candles look like, but I have it here because I need to have it here for the active trader. So, I don't care if it's the way over here. I mean, I do because at a quick glance, I can see it's still going up. I'm still good. If I see this candle here and a red candle way down here, I know I need to be keeping an eye on it. I can use alerts for it also, but if I have too many alerts going off at once, I might miss it. Aside from that, I don't care what this chart looks like. I don't even look at it. I'll just do a quick glance. I say, okay, 2 up, 2 up. And it doesn't matter if it's calls or puts. You still want it to be 2 up. If it's a down, if it's red and it's down, you're losing money. It doesn't matter if it's calls or puts. You're losing money if this is red and going down. So as long as it's green and it's going up, I know I'm good. So I'm watching Apple. I'm in Starbucks, but I'm watching Apple. I see Apple starts to go red. I see Starbucks is starting to go red just right here. I notice, the last was 157. Now it's 134. Let me take a look. Just click on it real quick, and I can see, it's coming down. I better check the chart out and see what's going on. Ideally, you want to have stops set over here, but maybe you don't for whatever reason. Maybe it's a superstition. I don't know. Maybe you think the market makers are coming after you. Whatever the reason is, maybe you don't want to use stops. Set alerts. Hey, I don't want to stop out below $1.30. I don't want it to go below $1.30. Okay, right click, create alert at or below $1.30. Hit create. There you go. I got an alert set for it now. So now I know if it gets down to $1.30, it's going to give me an alert, and I know I need to hurry up and click back over to it. So just something, a little bit extra to add to the watch list. This could have been a separate video, but I just figured I'd throw it out there, and now I'm going to cancel this because I don't want it. I'll be confused why it's alerting tomorrow, trying to figure out why I'm getting an alert on Starbucks below $1.30. So anyway, that's how my screen's laid out. Again, this is screen number 3, my bottom left, and all 4 of my monitors are 23-inch. And then this one here is my main screen. and I have this up. Actually, I have this up, and that's my 4 screens. So that's what you see. That's pretty much it. This stacked, in case anybody wondered, uh, it's for, there's 5 EMAs, and I know that we don't use EMAs in the Strat, but there's 5 EMAs, and I don't remember which, what they even are. Let me see. They're the 8, 21, 34, 55, and 89. I don't have them shown on the screen because I don't want all that stuff on there. But if they're stacked, meaning they're in order, meaning the 89 is above the 55 is above the 34 is above the 21 is above the 8, this will be green, meaning this is in a bullish trend. I haven't really used it yet. I threw it on there one day. I found it on the internet just doing a search, just playing around, and I found it, and I thought, well, let me try that and see what it does. I have it set for the 30 and for the daily. That's the only 2 I have it on. Actually, it's on the 5-minute also. But like I said, I haven't really played around with it too much. I'm trying not to use that stuff, but you know, I'm just looking to see if I can get just a little bit cleaner entries. You know, if I see that this is unstacked on the daily, I might not be as aggressive at trading this as I would if I see that it's stacked. Like I said, I haven't really put it into practice yet, but it's something I threw on there. These green lines here, these dashed lines, these are all my levels that I have set for my targets. These are previous highs. If you look at, let's go over to here. You look and see this was a previous high. This one here is a previous high from this. This one here is a previous high from this. This here is a previous low from here. This was a previous low from here. This was a previous low from here. That's all these are. They're pivots in the sense that they're previous highs and lows, but it's just easier for me to see where I may run into some resistance at or some support at. So that's what those are. This is the onset trend detector. It's built in a Thinkorswim. I don't really use it much. I used to use it, kind of got away, but I threw it on there mainly because I wanted to see where their gaps are, and I had to have some kind of a something down here. These are my gaps here, these spikes, and I had to have something here to have a window to put these gaps in. So I threw this onset trend detector in. I don't want to say I don't use it, but it's mainly there so I could put my gaps, overlay my gaps on top of that, so I can quickly glance and see where there's a gap at. But the onset trend indicator, what it does is, you know, if I come back over here and I see, you know, we have an inside, you know, 2-1-2 reversal over here on the 30, and I look over here on the 5, and you know, we have 5 2-ups in a row, and I see the onset trend indicators way up here. I'm going to want to wait until I see this come back down, see this cool down a little bit, and then look for a reversal back up on the 5. And I know you don't need this for that, but remember, I have a full-time job. I can't sit and stare at the screen all day. So when I get an alert for the 30, say I have an inside candle on the 30, I get an alert and I look over here and we're pushing up and pushing up, and I see this, okay, I need to wait for it to come back down. I don't have alerts set for the 5-minute chart. The reason I don't have alerts set for the 5-minute is because it would go off so much that I would miss other alerts. It'd kind of be like the boy crying wolf. I'd look over, and every time I'd look over, it'd be a 5-minute alert, and I'm like, I don't need to look at that. And then in my head, I just get to where I don't look at alerts anymore. So instead of setting alerts, I can just glance over, and see, okay, we're inside candle on the 30, we're 2 up on the 60, and the onset trend indicator has cooled down and it's back down here and it's getting ready to come back up. Okay, let me start paying attention to this 5-minute now. So that's mainly what I use it for. I don't use it that much. This here is just indicates when it crosses above. To be honest with you, I don't even know what line it crosses above when it shows it. These gold ones, I don't pay attention to these. I probably should just take them off so it's less to see on there. But anyway, they're on there. So just an explanation of my charts. Hated to make this video this long, but I got a couple of requests that people said they want more videos, more instruction. So I kind of thought, well, I'll throw this in there. But I do think this. I think this is a big help. I know it's helped me since I started using it. Like I said, if maybe I don't know, maybe the Coca-Cola is looking good, but I look in its sector and we have a bunch of this stuff here. Do I really want to get into that? Maybe I'd be better off looking for something that's in this sector and look for something that's going to trigger in there, because everything is good in this sector. Not everything. I shouldn't say everything's good. I don't want to make it sound like you can trade anything in this sector, but this sector is doing really good, so I want to take a look at it and see what's in it and check each one of those. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry it took so long. Sorry it's such a long video. I don't want to bore people, but I just think it's something that's good to have out there, and hope it helps somebody. And good luck this week. Remember, we have a shorter week, so tomorrow, the theta is going to be just a little bit stronger than it would be on a Monday. So not that makes a huge difference, but just something to keep in mind. All right, thanks everyone, and we will talk to you later this week when I do my review. Thanks, bye.